I gotta give a common sense alert here. Buddy, come on.
What?
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Today's story is absolutely insane. We have this old guy who is getting totally catfished. I am 100% sure of that. I have no question in my mind about whether or not his girlfriend's real. Definitely fake. And he also is expecting to not only meet up with this woman and marry her, but share this multi-million-dollar inheritance. I think it's like $10 million or something that he's expecting to get wired into his bank account. So Dr. Phil is unfortunately going to rock his world and drop a truth bomb on him, but strangely, I don't think it's really gonna affect the guy. He's just so in love and so lonely that he needs this. But without further ado, let's just get into it and meet this guy and see how ridiculous this catfish's story really is.
David thinks he's in love and married to 32-year-old Maria from Texas, who he's never met.
So first things first, I mean, the biggest red flag for this guy is he met someone like half his age on the internet. I don't know about you, but I don't think there's many 30-year-old women out there like, all right, I need someone who looks like they were a member of ZZ Top and they just need fully gray hair. And you know what? If there's like a mullet kind of balding thing going on, that's even better, because that's exactly what they must have been looking for if they were trying to track down this guy. But he really thinks it's love. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out.
And you've been knowing her how long now?
Since June 6th of 2018.
So for almost 2 years, this man has been getting strung along by this catfish, and to make things even worse, let me explain to you the situation. This woman, who does not entirely exist, I'm pretty sure, claims to have this inheritance stuck at the Bank of Germany, which sounds like the most fake bank name ever. I don't know why Germany would just have a bank for their whole country like that. But he claims that this money is locked up there, so to help her out and help speed up this process so that he can make these millions of dollars easily and fall in love with this woman less than half his age, you know, who's just a couple states over. I don't know why he couldn't drive over there and be with her, but instead he had to send her lawyer $1,500 a month in order to help with these legal fees and get this all sorted out so he can make millions. If that isn't the biggest red flag, dude, I don't know what is. But clearly he overlooked all of that and is just blindly walking through this minefield like, oh, everything's fine, I'm in love and I'm soon gonna be a millionaire, life's good. Yo, really quick, you guys, there is a large chunk of you that watch my videos that are not subscribed. I really don't know what's up with that, but if you're enjoying the videos and you have a second, drop down below the video and hit subscribe. You might even want to hit that bell as well if you want to stay up to date on my uploads, but I really appreciate it. Anyways, back into the video.
Do you know what it costs to fly?
Nah, not a clue. I never checked into it because we're putting all our money into getting the fees paid off so we get her inheritance.
I don't know, Dr. Phil. I honestly haven't thought of flying to her. I know it would probably be a lot cheaper than this $1,500 a month that I'm sending her, but I'm just trying to get this all sorted out so we can be in love and together finally, and I can be a multi-millionaire. Because that often happens, you know, you fall in love with someone and they just happen to have an extra $10.5 million laying around that they can give you.
Is $38.
Oh my God, I had no idea, honestly.
It's a 2.5-hour flight.
That's right. It is a 2.5-hour flight from where he lives to where she supposedly lives. A one-way ticket is $38, round trip $75. Look, if you're gonna go on a nice date night, you're easily gonna spend $38, if not $75. So you can literally, for the price of a nice date night, fly to her and come back. I mean, it's just ridiculous that this guy hasn't thought of this already. I'm sure he has, and there was some weird answer from the woman like, oh, I'm traveling for work, you can't come. You know, classic catfish stuff going on here. But for some reason he acts like he's never thought of taking this cheap flight and meeting her. Oh, and by the way, that woman on top of him on the screen who chimes in is his daughter, and that's who I truly feel terrible for in this situation. Clearly she knows that this woman's fake, and she realizes her old dad has lost his mind and is sending pretty much, I'm sure, his entire retirement income to this woman, which is just so sad. But also she has felt neglected and thrown to the wayside because he just focuses entirely on this made-up relationship and has no interest in spending time with his daughter or trying to get to know her as she is an adult. And clearly this drives her crazy. It would for me too. Like, Dad, why are you focusing on this woman that doesn't exist when you have your own kid trying to spend time with you?
David, let me apologize for interrupting you. I gotta give a common sense alert here. Buddy, come on.
And I've never seen this before, but I think Dr. Phil's getting in on the meme side of his whole show. Finally, he's embracing it. You know, maybe he watches the channel and sees that we just, meme on the people so often. He's like, all right, I'm gonna do this on stage now. But really, you should fire off this common sense alert. Of course, this guy was trying to find flights. Of course, he knew that it was as easy as Dr. Phil just said, but he simply can't because this person refuses to meet with him like all catfish do, because they would be found out at that point.
I sent one of my producers to that specific address to just say hello.
So that's right, Dr. Phil, of course, in classic fashion, sends out one of his producers to go at least knock on the door of this woman. And I'm not going to string you along too much. This is what they found out.
The address Maria gave David is non-existent. It's obvious to me that this woman, Maria, does not live in this neighborhood.
Yikes, so the address doesn't even exist. He could have figured this out if he typed it into Google Earth once. I mean, if he's been strung along for 2 years and he's sending $1,500 a month, he wasn't once like, okay, this is kind of weird. Should I at least like go on Google Earth and make sure, this person's house really exists and isn't just some random mall that they listed or something? But no, they gave an entirely fake address. That house number doesn't even exist.
Did you not check into any of this, or like before you started sending thousands of dollars to a lawyer you've never met, you didn't make sure this person was more real?
And you want to know why people do this, by the way, when people are getting catfished and it's so easy to see, but they don't even acknowledge it? It's sad to admit, but it really just comes from utter loneliness and wanting someone. You want to believe that that person is real, and you will do anything. You will jump through any mental hoop to make sure that they exist in your mind. And that's clearly what this guy is doing. He's old and alone, and that makes sense that he is trying to cling on to this. But man, you are wasting your money and your emotions. You're getting fooled. And to prove it even more, Dr. Phil brings up some more info here soon. Let's just check it out.
Yet, according to our private investigator, no one with this name and date of birth currently lives in or has ever lived in the United States.
So according to this private investigator that Dr. Phil hired, who I'm assuming is very good at his job, he's got a big budget to play with here, this person has never existed in the United States at all. It just doesn't exist, this name and exact date of birth. I'm sorry. But that should be like the #1 final nail in the coffin, but still, it doesn't make sense for this guy.
Throughout the entire country of Germany, there is no bank by that name anywhere in Germany or anywhere in the world.
Oh yeah, and the bank, of course, like I was saying earlier, does not exist. There's no Bank of Germany. If anything, it would probably be named something else, like actually in German. But yeah, the lawyer, the whole thing, it all doesn't exist. And to make things even worse, Dr. Phil rubs it in this guy's face, but honestly, you need to do this when there's catfish to like fully prove to them that they don't exist. He tracks down the woman whose fake pictures were being used. She's actually a social media influencer from Sweden, I believe, somewhere in Europe. So let's just meet that woman as well.
My name is Angelica and I live in Stockholm, and I also have a twin sister. Hi, my name is
Holy
Jessica.
mackerel.
And that's right, she's a twin sister, and even when they answer the phone, the guy's like, oh, I know that's Maria, and the lady's like, no, dude, you don't get it. My name is not Maria, that's why I'm on the show. Stop talking.
Speechless. I pity Angelica. I hope she can find God and be a better person. You don't treat people like that, Angelica. Come on.
Dude, this guy is just completely derailed from actual reality. He thinks now that this lady simply lying about her name, and she is still trying to get with this guy, but she's just made up this fake person instead. No, dude, this person does not exist. This lady has never heard of you before this show. You have this so backwards.
Let me be sure you understand. Angelica has nothing to do with this. She hasn't been pretending to be Maria.
Oh Lord, you're saying there's no women out there that are vying for my time and love? What are you saying, Dr. Phil? This is breaking my heart. Can't be true. But it somehow gets worse, you guys. I really feel bad for this dude, but at the same time, he's kind of creepy in the same way, and you're gonna really understand why I say that when you see this next clip. I mean, talk about missing the point.
Wow. Well, you want to get married? I like Angelica
No.
name too.
Oh no.
Dude, this is the equivalent of that creepy old dude at the bar who's just striking out, and you're like, you're making everyone feel uncomfortable. I don't even like to watch this train wreck. Like, it's just sad to see how hard you're trying. He finds out that this lady doesn't exist, and he just says to this woman to her face, well, do you want to get married? I like the name Angelica too. Like, come on, dude. No, we're trying to get help for you and show that you've lost all this money. If anything, you should be freaking out and being like, okay, I've wasted my entire last couple years talking to this fake person. Instead, you're trying to flirt with the person who's been catfished.
God sees what they do, and they see what you do. You're not the bad guy. You're not the bad guy, you know? You've been taken advantage of just as well as I have.
So, I mean, finally, it seems like in the end, the guy is able to realize that there is no recovering this. There's no getting his money back. He's been getting finessed, and unfortunately, he's been blinded by love, and that's the reason he wasn't able to wake up and realize what the hell was going on. So, this was quite the insane story. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I feel bad this guy not only does not have a lover anymore, but he's also out about $10 million. That's gotta really hurt. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, peace out.